said, and I said, okay, I'll just turn this on at the end and see what happens. And then it just kept going and going and going. And it wasn't good baseball. It wasn't good umpiring. But it was just, you couldn't turn away from the car wreck. The whole game was a wreck. And there were so many missed opportunities on both sides and missed calls for both sides. It wasn't a banner day for, quote unquote, the Iron Bowl of baseball, which it's not the Iron Bowl of anything, but that's what some people were saying on Twitter. But no, I'm not quite I'm not quite as ecstatic about it. Yeah, I'm happy. I mean, you sweep Auburn, that's great, but it doesn't deter from the problem that Alabama has right now in baseball, which is they are still the worst program in the league by 2 games. So you go in, you sweep your arch rival, who was number 1, and you're still the worst team in the league by 2 games. It's a big problem. Now, maybe this will be the catalyst to turn some things around for the Crimson Tide. I don't know the answer to that. We will wait and see. But as it is, Alabama's still not very good, and Auburn's still going to be going into the NCAA tournament for baseball here very, very shortly. They will probably still host a regional if they don't completely go off the tracks here right at the end of the season.
Yeah, not only did Greg Goff save his job, he might get a raise.
No, he's not. If he gets a raise now, I'm going to be honest with you, there are going to be some people that I would rather his raise go to give Nick Saban more money.
That would probably be about right. But, we've been talking about it. There's not a whole lot of difference between Auburn and Alabama. I mean, you look at the statistics, most every category Auburn is better, but not a lot better. They have been so good all year long at taking advantage, not making errors, playing good defense. They made 17 errors in 21 SEC games. They made 8 in the 3-game series against Alabama. Gave up, I think, 5 or 6 unearned runs. You lose by 1, you lose by 1, you lose by 2. I mean, that's the difference. An Auburn team like Auburn that doesn't hit home runs cannot afford to play like that, cannot afford to make mistakes like that. And, you beat 2 and give Alabama credit. I mean, they beat 2 of the best pitchers in the SEC, and, that's just kind of the way it goes. And
the other thing I think that separates the 2 teams, Auburn's pretty good in 1-run games before this series, and Alabama is atrocious. Yeah. And I think that's the difference in these 2 programs right now. And maybe this series is something that'll turn Alabama's tide, so to speak. They will figure out, okay, we can win these one-run games. I think that the 15-inning game that was really just a marathon, obviously, is almost 2 games in 1. That is the kind of game that Alabama has been losing all year. You have a lead, you get to the latter innings, and you give up a run to tie it, or you give up a run to lose it. And it seemed like every time Alabama got a run in the extras, I think they got one in the 10th. I think they got maybe 1 or 2 in the 13th. And then Auburn just came right back, and I said, this is so symbolic of an Auburn comeback win. It just had Auburn comeback written all over it. And there were a couple of times Auburn had at least 1 man on base with no outs, and they couldn't get him around to win the game. It was really just a crazy contest to watch, and I watched most of it. I followed the last little bit on Twitter. I'm not going to tell a lie. I mean, I said, look, if I'm going to lose sleep, it's not going to be because of some SEC baseball game that doesn't really matter in the end.
It also illustrates the power of the sweep. I always say that you cannot get swept in baseball. I mean, you have to find a way to salvage that one game, and that's what I think disappoints me. That's what frightens me a little bit with Auburn moving forward. I felt like they will not lose that. I mean, they played that way. We cannot lose this Sunday game, and it went on and on. But for whatever reason, they just could not get that run across, and they end up losing. Here's the difference. If they win just Sunday, if they just win that game, find a way, they're in 2nd place in the West.
Well, and also,
now, granted, I mean, just one game. I mean, it's not that big. When I say they're in 5th by 1 game, but still.
But if they win that game, I think also their mindset is different. It's sort of like Saturday, let's just wipe Saturday from our minds. I mean, it's a typical baseball thing. But as it is, you're in the end, you're swept. And I know it was a total of 4 runs separating the 2 teams for the weekend, but you're swept by the worst team in the league. And it's not close. It's not like Alabama's grouped in with a bunch of other bad teams. Alabama was the worst team, and it's not close And so how does it happen? Which makes you wonder, is this something more fundamental with us? Have we been smoking mirrors all year, and is this what we are? And because if you have a mental lapse against Alabama even, there have been times Alabama this season has been swept by teams that were in the middle of a mental lapse as the wind chimes chime for no apparent reason.
13-game losing streak coming in, and they win 3 straight. It is what it is. The SEC softball tournament begins Wednesday. Auburn gets the 2 seed in that. Alabama will be playing tomorrow. Let's see. Alabama plays
Arkansas, I believe.
Arkansas at 11 a.m. On Wednesday. If they win that game, they'll take on Texas A&M. So a tall task for them. Auburn will get the winner of South Carolina and Kentucky. The NBA playoffs continue. Boy, these have been a lackluster,
you talk about hard to watch.
The Warriors can't lose, neither can the Cavs. They're certainly on a collision course. I don't think anybody, if you don't know anything about NBA basketball, you understand that. Auburn quarterback Woody Barrett announces he will transfer from Auburn, and you could see that coming.
Well, number one, you could see it coming, but it also, the preseason hype train for a lot of these guys, Woody Barrett was supposed to be the man. All we heard coming into spring was the glowing practice reports of Woody Barrett and how fantastic he's going to be and dynamic running this offense. And Jarrett Stidham better get his jockstrap on because Woody Barrett's going to.
That's just good advice anyway.
It is probably pretty good advice overall. But, we all need to chill out and wait and see a guy play one game. We all thought Cam Newton was going to be pretty bad because he didn't look good in Auburn's 8A either, if you remember. But we just didn't see enough of him. So let's wait and let's let him see one game before we announce anybody is going to be the heir apparent to anybody else.
Early signing period is officially okayed. Guys can sign now in December, right?
Yeah, and I don't know if I like it yet or not. And I think there's so many hot takes out there on Twitter and in sports talk about this is the reason it's a terrible move, this is the reason it's a good move. You could spin it both ways, that it's good or bad for some of the lesser conference teams. Let's just let it play out and see how it goes for a year or 2 years maybe and see what happens. The other rule that was passed today, Andy, is that Auburn can't recruit anybody from Opelika High School for 2 years because they have hired Brian Blackman.
Right.
And that's a new rule. If you have hired the coach from that high school, you can't recruit anybody from that high school for 2 years, which seems so arbitrary to me. Why is it 2 years? Why not 4 years? Or because the coach would have known somebody there. Or why not 1 year? Because he's far enough removed. And if it's going to be something like that, and if you've got to debate about how arbitrary it is, why even have it in the first place?
First one I remember really catching my eye was Gus Malzahn at Arkansas. He brought those Springdale kids with him. And people said, hey, there's something smells here.
I know Michigan did the same with their fabulous defensive lineman, and I want to say Julius Pepper's high school coach, also the same guy. He was on Michigan's staff, hired by Michigan, and that certainly gave him a leg up. But to me, that's part of it.
And Auburn he's a analyst. Is it worth hiring an analyst? He better
perform.
Yeah.
Well, but does Opelika have anybody that knocks your socks off for 2 years? I don't know the answer to that, but I know they're a dang good program, one of the best in the state. So I would not want to not be able to recruit that high school. But to me, if you want to hire a high school coach just to get a player, which is obviously what some of these guys are doing. I think Missouri just hired the number one recruit in the country is going to Missouri because his dad was, I believe, on Washington's staff, and he was fired, and Missouri hired him, so he's going to Missouri.
Right, basketball.
But yeah, right, that's basketball. I think that's okay. If Missouri's willing to say, we don't know if this guy's a good coach or not. Let's pretend he's not a good coach. We don't know, but let's pretend he's not a good coach. But if Missouri's willing to say, we're willing to let a guy take up an assistant coach's role for us in order to get this player for 1 year, that's on them. That's a sacrifice they're willing to make. If Auburn's willing to hire Brian Blackman and take a flyer on him as an analyst or an offensive coordinator or whatever they want him to be, and they're willing to see if that pans out versus hiring somebody more established, that's on Auburn. South Carolina and Jake Bentley. Jake Bentley's dad's at South Carolina now. That's why he's at South Carolina. I don't see the harm in this,
but
and it hurts the kids.
That works out well for them because it's from a college to a college, right?
Yeah,
He came from Auburn to South Carolina.
I guess.
That's smart on their part.
Yeah.
Is that rule already in play in basketball, or is that across the board?
Now, I don't know. I didn't dive that far into it, but I would say it sure seemed like the talk centered around football.
Yeah.
Basketball and the whole way basketball recruiting is handled in the AAU, it's probably too difficult for them to get their arms around that. But football-wise, I don't think there's always some nefarious underbelly to hiring a high school coach either. I don't think you have to be wanting a player from that particular school. It may just be coincidental sometimes. I mean, back in the day, let's say Rush Probst, when he was at his heyday at Hoover, even right now, he's coaching in Georgia and doing a great job. If somebody hired him right now and a player followed him, why couldn't that happen?
Yeah.
I mean, because he's a good coach. He's won everywhere he's been. And that particular school now what you've done is create a situation where high school coaches may not be able to get an opportunity to move up because a college coach may say, I'd love to hire you, but you have 17 Division I prospects on your team, and if I hire you, I can't recruit any of them.
That's right. It's interesting. That's a bad day for high school football coaches wanting to move up. We're up against our first break of tonight. Appreciate all you out there tuning us in. Be sure to join us in the next segment. Mr. Steve Lee, son of Charles Lee, going into the Wrestling Hall of Fame. We'll have that when we come back. More to come. Presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and S&S Discount Tire. Right after this.
Is our number one concern. Advanced Heat and Air.
Advanced Heating and Air makes your comfort their priority for any season. Advanced Heating and Air is the region's Train dealer and an Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer that can save you money and energy with a new electric heat pump. Advanced Heating and Air maintains the region's best service team, so rely on us to make your comfort our number one concern. Call 234-5052 and we're there for you.
Auburn Opelika has that perfect something for you. From sophisticated chic boutiques to exceptional dining, there's a retailer or restaurant to make your next visit special. Whether it's elegant fine dining or freshly squeezed lemonade, you'll find the perfect fit for every taste and budget. The food's great and the shopping is too, so be sure to check out the wide array of gifts, decor, clothing, and more. For every occasion, Auburn Opelika has what you're looking for. Let's make your next trip memorable. Visit Auburn Opelika.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime at the all-new Opelika Ford and Opelika Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Every new and pre-owned vehicle, just one dime down. Plus credit amnesty. Bring home $350 a week, get up to $30,000 in credit.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime.
10 acres, 1,000 vehicles, just one dime down.
Folks, you've just got to see this place.
The all-new Opelika Ford and Opelika Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Call 800-NEXT-RIDE.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace. Smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
If you're seeing the American cockroach, throw up the red flag. Ladybugs, throw up the red flag. Ants and swarming termites, throw up the red flag. And kudzu bugs, throw up the red flag. That's Red Flag Pest Control. So the caution is on. Call Red Flag Pest Control today.
I'm Scott Davis with Red Flag Pest Control, celebrating our 10th anniversary. Call me today, 256-825-0430.
Ready to put some fun in your life? Whether it's Central or East Alabama, North Alabama, West Georgia, or wherever you're from, Fun Carts of Opelika is your authorized easy-go kart dealer that has no limits on a perfect easy-go kart. Whether it's a fully customized kart or a stock-made kart, we'll deliver it on time and at the best price. Fun Carts gives you the service after the sale, so no matter if it's hunting, tailgating, motorhoming, fleet rental, or just a better way to get around, Fun Carts of Opelika has it and will customize it to your needs. Visit us in Opelika or call us or visit online for the best easy-go karts. Put a little fun in your life with Fun Carts of Opelika.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Bice Motors in Alexander City. Brian and his crew offer the latest lines of Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram vehicles, as well as the best used inventory around. Guaranteed lowest price. Bice.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live on this Tuesday evening. Andy Graham here with you until 9 o'clock. Got a special guest with us right now, Mr. Steve Lee, who is the son of legendary wrestling coach at Benjamin Russell High School, Mr. Charles Lee. And we really appreciate you joining us this evening. Your father, in being inducted into the National Wrestling Hall of Fame for his service to wrestling, the sport of wrestling, and the tremendous career he had at Benjamin Russell High School. We were talking about his life a little bit. So Randy did a really nice write-up about it. Him, coming, fighting or going to war in World War II, but coming back, and so many guys coming back from war like that, so young. He did what a lot of them, didn't, but decided to go to college.
Correct.
And got a bachelor's degree. And was that something that he always wanted to do, or how did that decision come about? Do you know?
I think he felt like that's how he'd get ahead, by getting him a college degree.
Really?
So that's what he did.
And so he started out at Reeltown?
Coaching.
Coaching.
He did.
Okay.
Started at Reeltown.
And what, he coached football or wrestling or what?
In Reeltown,
mm-hmm.
They didn't have wrestling, but he started baseball and football.
Okay. And then he eventually moved over. Hamp Line, who was the athletic director in Elliott City, brought him to Benjamin Russell and started a baseball program there, or either was the head coach of baseball?
He was the head coach of baseball.
Right, and a football assistant as well.
Correct.
And I guess back then, probably I guess nowadays too, but especially back then, you had to wear a lot of hats. Yeah.
And he did.
And he did. Well, he started a wrestling program. How did that come about? What was his interest in wrestling?
Well, when he was at Auburn, he went to Sweet Umbach's classes. And that's where he got interested in wrestling. And him and Sweet Umbach, which was Auburn University's head coach, decided that he talked to Dad, and they became friends, and he decided that we needed to start a wrestling program. That's how it got started.
And obviously, he was tremendous at it. I guess wrestling being new to Benjamin Russell High School, was there some kind of special technique? Why was he so successful where, not a lot of other people had that kind of success?
Well, he believed in being in shape.
Yeah.
And
that's a big part of it.
And we worked pretty hard at it. And I know everybody that's wrestled under him understands what the halls are. And he always felt like if you didn't have the skills to win, you would have the conditioning to win. And that's how we were. We were well conditioned, I'll say that.
Right. And I was, conditioning probably, today we look at it, and that goes across every sport now, and you pay so much attention to it, nutrition and all this kind of thing. I don't know if, that was an idea, that was probably a novel idea at that time to focus that much attention on being in shape.
He also believed in losing weight.
Really?
He did. He thought if you came in at 115, you should be wrestling 103.
So the idea was to go down instead of up.
Go down.
That's interesting.
Correct.
Well, again, he ended up with, he had 11 in a row state titles. How many total?
He had 11 in a row, and that's all.
That's okay. That's all.
And my senior year, we lost.
Really?
We did.
Okay. Well, you were a state champion yourself.
2 years.
2 years. And what years?
69 and 70.
Okay. And that was your sophomore and junior, or?
That was my junior and senior year.
Okay. All right.
And it just so happens we lost.
Who broke the streak?
Butler broke the streak.
Butler.
In Huntsville.
Okay. Well, your dad going into the Hall of Fame, I mean, what does that mean to the family?
Well, it means a lot to us. I know it would have meant a lot to him. I know when he went into the Alabama Hall of Fame, he was very pleased about that, and I'm sure he would be now. But we're pleased.
And you and your nephews are going to represent him?
That's correct.
And this is and your nephews, I'm assuming, both wrestlers as well.
They were at Oxford High School. One was a 1-year state champion. The other one was a 2-year state champion.
Do you keep up with wrestling much today?
I don't.
No.
Today we went to the gym in Ellick City, and it's totally different from the last time I was there.
I wondered, just if you have any perspective about. I mean, how much has wrestling changed since you were wrestling?
It's really hard to say. I think they've got more moves and techniques now than we had back then. But I was talking to Dwight Busby today. That when he was there, he conducted the same way Daddy did. And of course, he won 3 consecutive state championships.
Really?
And I was, it could have changed some, but you still got to.
Still man on man, isn't it?
It is. It really
That's
is.
what it comes down to. Well, when is the actual ceremony?
It is Saturday. Starts at 4 and should end around 8:30.
And this is in Stillwater?
This is in Birmingham.
Birmingham, okay.
It's going to be at the Hoover Met.
Okay. And several other people being inducted, the Alabama chapter of the National Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Correct.
Well, it's just a tremendous honor, and a legacy. I know everybody. My mother was talking about it when we were talking about coming up here and doing this interview. And she's talking, I had him in school. Everybody, kind of remembers that. But what a legacy to leave for Benjamin Russell High School. Steve, we really appreciate you joining us.
Okay.
We'll promote this as best as we can, and congratulations. This is a great honor.
Thank you.
Absolutely. We'll be back with more Sportz Blitz Live right after these messages.
Has a new address in Alexander City. Main Street Family Urgent Care is now open across from Walmart on Highway 280. From cuts, broken bones, strep throat, and flu, they can help you heal and feel better fast. Open 8 to 8 Monday through Friday, 8 to 6 on Saturday, and 1 to 6 on Sunday.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
Wow, your carpets look fantastic.
Yeah, thanks to Peaches and Clean.
They look new again.
They also clean my kitchen tile.
Simply amazing. I'm calling Peaches and Clean today.
Just call 502-5326. Oh yeah, they have an area rug cleaning facility too.
Peaches and Clean is now expanded to the Alexander City Lake Martin Market. Give them a call at 334-502-5326.
Call us up at Peaches and Clean.
Excitement awaits you on beautiful Lake Martin. Alex City Guide Service can provide you with a charter trip of a lifetime. Licensed charter guide David Hare has over 20 years of experience on Lake Martin, specializing in live bait fishing for trophy-sized saltwater striped bass, largemouth bass, and spotted bass. Call Alex City Guide Service today at 256-401-3089 or visit them online at www.alexcityguideservice.com.
Get the best seat in the house for every game this football season. Upgrade that old recliner for the comfort of FlexSteel from Holly's Home Furnishings. Stunning styles, incredible comfort, and FlexSteel's signature blue steel construction. At Holly's Home Furnishings, we offer a variety of different fabric and leather options, plus state-of-the-art power recliners. Come in and score big today with Holly's Home Furnishings' unbeatable selection and unbelievable everyday prices. Family-owned and operated Holly's Home Furnishings located in Alexander City and Montgomery.
Heads up, we're going back to 77. Disco, bell-bottoms, and Ford F-Series starts its epic run as the best-selling trucks in America. Fast forward to 2017, F-Series is still king for 40 straight years. How? Rock-solid durability, up to the nanosecond technology, and jaw-dropping capability. No wonder the competition hasn't been number one since these. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 40 straight years.
Bucks Island is one of the oldest boat dealers in Alabama, serving boaters since 1948 with the largest boat showroom in the state. Bass boats featuring Skeeter, cruisers and sport boats featuring Monterey, pontoons featuring Crest, G3 and Voyagers, powered by Mercury and Yamaha. Bucks Island has sold over 10,000 boats and with a full service and parts and accessories department to keep your boat in top condition. Don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote. Visit Bucks Island on Highway 77 in Southside or online at bucksisland.com. Give them a call at 1-800-I'm-READY. Bucks Island, where our number one product is customer satisfaction. This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Dark Insurance, offering insurance for all your personal needs, including auto, boat, homeowners, and disability. Don't be in the dark. Call Dark Insurance at 256-234-5026.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. I want to thank Steve Lee for joining us in the previous segment, and what a great honor for his father to go into the Wrestling Hall of Fame there in Stillwater, Oklahoma, although the ceremony will be in Birmingham. So just a tremendous coach. 11 straight state titles. That is, has that ever been done again? I should have done some research. Has that ever been done before?
You know, I don't know, but I just find it fascinating here in Alexander City how many incredible sports stories there are when it comes to this community. Of course, everybody knows Terrell Owens. And now you've got Bill Oliver living here on Lake Martin. You've got Tommy Tuberville, I believe, lives on Lake Martin now, does he not? Yeah. So, there are all these sports figures. Obviously, Red Phillips was a legend. And I interviewed somebody here a couple of months ago, and I'm going to come out with a story about him, a guy named Bill Chambers, who holds the record, still to this day, in NCAA basketball history for the most rebounds in a single game at 55. He had 55 rebounds in one game, and the next closest person to his record is 8 rebounds away. Let me put this in perspective. I've been working on this article for some time. He probably wonders when's it coming out because I interviewed him a couple months ago. But the North Carolina Tar Heels as a team averaged 43 rebounds a game this past season. I looked at it, 43 point something. And he had 55 in a game. Now, some things were a little different. If you touched it, it's counted as a rebound, but you still have to be around the ball that much. And so it's a pretty phenomenal record. He lives here down on the lake or near the lake as it is too. So
who did he play for?
He played for a school in Virginia, a smaller school, and he's led just an incredible life. If you took out the 55 rebounds, it would have been an incredible life because he won state championships coaching in North Carolina in high school. Really just a great story, and I had no idea this guy down living in Willow Point in Alexander City, Alabama. He's been here since, I want to say, around 1990. He came here with Russell, and he started out working with them, and he's just decided he loved this community and stayed here. And it's just it's crazy. You see El Toro Freeman, if you follow anything Sportz Blitz, El Toro Freeman, of course, played linebacker for Auburn in the 2010 team, and his clothing line or his shirt line is all over our Facebook stuff on Sportz Blitz. So just a lot of guys from this community. Jamario Moon, of course, from Coosa County, who played a lot in the NBA. Adelius Thomas, Justin Tuck. I mean, you just go down the list. It's crazy how many people come out of just our little area, and how many great sports stories there are from right here in the Alexander City, Coosa, eclectic area.
Right. Well, kind of off topic, but speaking of interesting people that live here in this community, through some circumstance, I didn't even remember how, but I actually, at the Bill Nichols Veterans Home, there's a guy, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he was on the USS Missouri and was the radio operator that took the actual or broadcast it that Japan had surrendered.
Wow.
He was on the boat, and he broadcast that, relayed the message when it had happened. And I went and visited him, in his room, and he was, he was very lucid. He was like 90, I think he was 92 or something at that time. This was about a year ago. But the guy that broadcast Japan has surrendered was living in LA City.
It's wild.
It's bizarre. It's a small world, I guess you could say. But anyway, that's a little factoid for anybody out there.
Look, I've always said a couple of things about LA City. People always talk about 6 degrees of separation. It was a pretty famous movie that you can just, the Kevin Bacon game and all that stuff. I think in LA City there's like 1 to 2 degrees of separation, and fill in your own joke if you want to. And I've also said this about LA City, and tell me if I'm wrong. Okay?
You're wrong. No.
If you look at somebody and tell me they're 30, I'll believe you. If you tell me they're 70, I'll believe you. When you get between the ages of 30 and 70, people in Alexander City get into a time warp. They don't age. They stay the same. If they started out looking old, they look like they're 70 when they're 30, and they look 70 when they're 70. If they look young, they look 30 when they're 30 and 30 when they're 70. It's just the way it is. It's crazy how I look at old pictures of people from Alexander City, and if you just superimpose them into today, I would say that they look the exact same. I wouldn't tell a difference. I wouldn't know it.
That's an interesting phenomenon. It must be the lake.
It is. It's like we're in a little Bermuda Triangle here in LA City.
It's interesting.
We all get cellophaned, I guess.
Maybe so. Maybe who knows what we're drinking. Up against another break here. We'll come back. We'll do a little What's the Chances? Don't miss that. We'll be back with more right after this.
If you've been putting off that new heating and air unit in your home because of the upfront expenses, Williams Plumbing of Alexander City now has primary financing from Synchrony and can now install brand new heating and cooling systems with zero down, longer terms, and a competitive rate. Call Williams Plumbing at 256-329-8488 and get a free quote and terms and upgrade up to $35,000 in work with approved credit. Williams Plumbing stands behind their work with on-time affordable service for all your heating and air needs, as well as plumbing for zero down financing and great service. Williams Plumbing.
Harbor Point Ship Store has everything to make your day on the lake more enjoyable. Come on out to the biggest marina on the water. They have pizza, hot dogs, burgers, and more. Get your gas, groceries, snacks, ice, and everything you need for a fun day on the lake. Are you in the market for a new or pre-owned boat? Harbor Point has the best selection around of everyone's favorite Crest pontoons and Four Winds boats. Harbor Point also has a great selection of pre-owned boats. Come on out and take a look at Harbor Point, Marina Point Road in Dadeville. Get to the point.
Advantage is defined as a favorable or desirable circumstance or feature, a benefit, and that's just what you'll get with the Gills Auto Sales 5-Star Advantage. Gills Worry-Free Guarantee, a 30-month, 30,000-mile warranty on every vehicle. Specialized maintenance from the area's top technicians and free oil changes with each purchase. Flexible financing to fit any budget or credit situation. Convenience with 6 locations offering quick and easy approvals. And selection, the area's volume leader with over 400 vehicles in stock. There's only one place to get the 5-Star Advantage, and that's only at Gills.
I'm Jimmy Goree with Goree's Furniture. We would like to invite you to come shop our huge selection of furniture. But if you don't have time, we have over 2,000 items you can have shipped directly to your home. Go to GoreesFurniture.com, look for 48-hour quick ship. Shop, click, ship, it's just that easy. You can shop us here or you can shop us online, only at Gorees Furniture.
Your expressway to saving.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace. Smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
It's Truck Month.
It's Ram Truck Month at Bice Motors in Alex City. Save over $10,000 off MSRP on select Ram 1500 or 2500.
Trucks, and more trucks.
Nice price.
Lowest price.
Great looking trucks and great looking discounts.
Buy it at Bice.
Blake Martin's Ram Truck Headquarters.
America's longest lasting trucks.
BiceChryslerDodge.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. Time for a little What's the Chances? Luke, what's the chances? We already talked about this a little bit. Auburn recovers and still hosts a regional.
Am I putting percentage on this?
Yes.
Is that the game? I'm going to say 70%.
Okay.
I feel very confident that Auburn will still host a regional.
You're confident about it. I'm feeling much worse.
And I know that Luke's trying to reverse jinx them and all that. That's not really, I really believe Auburn's still in a good position to host
If it
a
happens,
regional.
it's okay, but you're really...
Yeah, if I do reverse jinx them, I'm going to do this every week. But I think that this is more of a blip on the radar. It's a big blip. Alabama sweeping Auburn is a big blip. It's bad, okay? But it's one of those things where Auburn can overcome this. I think they host LSU, go to LSU and then they host Ole Miss. Neither one of those teams is unbeatable. Going to LSU, when you play them in Baton Rouge in baseball, it's always tough. But you welcome in an Ole Miss team that ironically swept Alabama in Tuscaloosa, if I remember right, this year. So I still think Auburn can beat this Ole Miss team at least 2 out of 3, and I think they can sneak one away from LSU. And if you do that, and it would help if you beat UAB tonight, you do those things, and I think Auburn's fine.
Yeah, I don't know if it's good or bad, but Auburn opens the series with LSU on Thursday. It's an early Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so maybe they don't have as much time to moan about it and think about what exactly happened. I would advise them to win Thursday night, because if you lose that one, then it just becomes the pressure builds a little bit further. Oh no, now we've lost 4 straight.
Look, with baseball, it's different.
On the mound.
Look, only Alabama that I've heard of in college baseball, of college baseball teams that I even remotely follow, which is very few, has gone on a significant losing streak, like 13 in a row. Didn't Alabama lose 13 in a row?
13 straight, yeah.
That's hard to do in baseball because
it is.
teams just, it's a grind. It's hard to concentrate that much all the time.
What's the chances Arkansas can replace the production of Raleigh Williams III in 2017? He had to bow out after a neck injury.
He didn't have to.
Well,
he wanted to. And I'll say this about him. I thought he handled it very professionally. I wish he would have not said, I'm leaving because I want to be able to walk. I think that puts some unnecessary fear in the minds of some kids. Everybody just looks at football as this just unbelievably dangerous sport, and it is dangerous. But there's not a sport that isn't dangerous now. Isaiah Thomas had his tooth knocked out in the first game against the Wizards, did he not?
Yeah, and then a couple more dislodged.
Again, that doesn't sound awful until you get your tooth knocked out. I broke my leg playing basketball when I was in high school. People have broken bones. Paul George had one of the most horrific leg breaks you'll ever see. When a couple of summers ago, now he's back doing okay. The kid at Louisville, yeah, you're absolutely right. Look, soccer. I saw a statistic that said soccer players have more concussions than football players.
They're legally using their hands.
Yeah, exactly. So, look, you're going to get hurt doing something. And part of life is out there getting and taking some chances. That said, if Raleigh Williams doesn't want to play because he's worried about his future, he's worried about his legs, he's worried about whatever he's worried about, hey, more power to him. But there are some kids out there that aren't quite as smart as he is, and he sounds like a really smart guy. If you just read he wrote an article about walking away from the sport, and it was good. This is the kind of guy who could get into sports journalism. I don't think there's any doubt about it. But there are other kids who can't, and they need football. That's their way out of whatever it is, or that's just what their talent is. That's their passion. And so I don't think you need to say something sort of backhanded on the way out. Raleigh Williams, hey, I'm all for you, man, and good luck at whatever career path you choose. But I don't think football is evil in any sense of the word. I'm not saying he said that.
I think the thing that struck me the most, and the thing that he wrote was, he said, I watched the film. He said, and it was just an everyday hit.
Yep.
And he said, that scared me. That it was just an everyday hit that injured me. And he said, that if it could just be something like that. And I thought about Luke Kuechly. From, that was the most innocuous hit, tackle, whatever you want to talk about, when he was, when he had the concussion, he was weeping on the sideline. It was just and I thought, once you have a neck injury, and I can speak intelligently about it, I mean, I can understand him being afraid, and you can't play football afraid.
Having said that, there are plenty of times somebody is out for just an average drive to work, and they get into an accident, or they're walking down the sidewalk and something happens. I mean, and you're going to be sketchy about whatever it is you were doing after something happens like that. There's plenty of times somebody's been swimming in the ocean. There was a young lady that just got bitten by a shark recently, had several stitches on the Gulf Coast. I mean, how many times have I been in the ocean? A million?
Yeah.
Just out there swimming around. And when something like that happens, it'll change your world no matter what it is. And so my point is, hey, look, you could get hurt doing just about anything, anytime you want to. Now, some things are more dangerous than others. I get where that is. However, if I had the ability of Raleigh Williams, I would continue to play, because I would look at it as something that this is a finite amount of time that I can do this. But he may not have the passion for it. And if he doesn't have the passion for it, I think the people who don't have the passion for it get more hurt than others, because there's something instinctual in them that if you have the passion for it, it's like you know when something's coming, when to protect yourself, when to slide. Sean Alexander was one of the best at that ever. People said, "Oh, he's afraid to take a hit." Maybe he was just really smart.
Yeah. What's the chances Woody Barrett starts for another SEC team? He says he's going to JUCO, and he's coming back and wants to play for another SEC team.
I mean, I guess I'll just have to. Right now, I'm going to say about 10%, unless you're talking about another position other than quarterback. And I don't even know that he can do that. Woody Barrett is the legend of all legends right now. I mean, he is the latest in a long line of guys who is supposed to be the next big thing at Auburn.
Quite that big.
It wasn't quite as big as Jeremy Johnson, but it was getting up there. I mean, if you listen to local sports talk, Sports Call, the show you used to do, I can tell you right now, they sold him like there was no tomorrow. Like, Jarrett Stidham really better be ready. He didn't have to be ready. Woody Barrett wasn't that good.
Well, he got outplayed by a freshman in the spring.
He got outplayed badly, too. I mean, it wasn't close. He doesn't seem like he's a very good quarterback. Now, maybe it's the scheme. Maybe he's not grasping whatever it is Gus Malzahn is teaching. Maybe the chemistry just isn't there. Whatever it is. But again, I applaud Woody Barrett for saying, hey, look, not only I'm so far down the depth chart, this isn't going to work out, but I'm not giving the game up. I'm going to go do something else. And if he wants to have the confidence and the bravado to come out and say, I'm going to be starting in the SEC, more power to you. I don't believe it, because you couldn't start at Auburn.
Yeah.
And this was your golden opportunity.
I'm going to have to disqualify unless you go back and put a number on the production.
I said 10%.
The production on Raleigh Williams being replaced.
Oh, I didn't do that. I'm going to say 90%.
That they replaced?
Yeah, that they replaced.
1,300-yard rush.
Let me tell you why. Because I think they're going to, first of all, their backup's pretty good.
Yeah.
And secondly, Arkansas is a running team. They have running backs. Now, do I think they are a better team without Raleigh Williams? Of course not. I mean, they're not as good a team. Production-wise, I think they will be okay. I think what it does is take away one of their big threats. I think they'll be able to get those yards back. They just won't be as sexy of yards. I mean, Raleigh Williams arguably was right behind Darius Geis. He was a really good running back. So I feel like it's going to hurt them, but the production's going to be fine because that's what they do is run the ball.
What's the chances we're legitimately addressing Shaq as Sheriff O'Neal in 2020?
I mean,
he says he's going to run for office.
0%. But it would be cool, but
he's been a temporary officer in several places.
Let me get through this Trump presidency first, and I'm not being pro-Trump or anti-Trump. I'm just saying, let me get through a presidency where there's a larger-than-life reality show type figure in a political office before I have to deal with the thought of 7'2" Shaquille O'Neal, 300-pound Shaquille O'Neal,
probably 330 now.
Yeah, probably bigger than that. Trying to shoehorn himself inside of a cop car and then try, ma'am, can I see your license and registration, please? I mean, he'd have to, can you imagine how far he'd have to bend over to look at the driver's seat?
I don't think he's going on patrol if he's the sheriff, but
I've been pulled over by a sheriff before.
You live an interesting life, don't you, bro?
I do.
What's the chances Always Dreaming wins the Preakness or the Belmont Stakes?
I'm going to say 0. Honestly, and I know that seems.
Good call.
I think it's 0 because, first of all, the track was terrible at the Kentucky Derby, and the Kentucky Derby.
His mutter was a mutter.
All these, they could have all been mutters, but it's like every date I've ever been on. It's 4 hours of build up, 5 minutes of, and it's less fun than you thought it was going to be. So I'm just telling you, the Kentucky Derby always, every year, the most fun thing is getting together and having a party to act like you know anything about horse racing. And nobody knows anything about horse racing. We all wear funky hats and pinstripe seersucker suits or whatever, and you go to this thing and you try and bet on some funky names like I did, and I took a bunch of long shots and it was all stupid, and $40 later I don't have anything to show for it.
American Pharoah, the Triple Crown winner in 2015, first since 78, so good bet that it won't happen again. Finally, what's the chances of getting the mumps, meningitis, and hit by a car in the same year?
Wow.
Tight end prospect Chase Allen spurns Michigan, spurns Nebraska, decides to go to Iowa State. Highly touted. Gets hit by a car leaving Jack Trice Stadium, then finds out he has the mumps, which leads into viral meningitis. All his freshman year.
You know, first of all, you want to talk about Woody Barrett ought to tell him, look, why don't you just transfer with me? This is not working out. But this goes back to
Cyclones ain't worth it.
No, this goes back to the Raleigh Williams thing. This guy wasn't playing football. He just was walking outside near the stadium, right?
Yeah.
And he's hit by a car. Things happen. He didn't do anything to get the mumps. He just got the mumps. Life happens, and sometimes bad things happen to good people, and it's hard to explain. I hope he doesn't give up football because of it. That's all I'm saying. And again, I'm not making fun of Raleigh Williams. I'm all for Raleigh Williams, but
got to be 0.5% maybe.
That all that can happen. Oh, I mean, there's at least some percentage because it happened.
It did. That's going to wrap up What's the Chances. We'll be back with more Sportz Blitz Live right after this.
It's time to zero in on huge savings at Lynch Nissan of Auburn. 0% financing is back in a big way on many of your favorite Nissan models, but only for a limited time. Buy today and save up to $11,000 off MSRP on remaining 2016s as we make room for the 2017. Get up to $7,000 off MSRP on the new Altima SL or 0% for 72 months. Just click it and pick it now at lynchnissan.com. Lynch Nissan of Auburn, I-85 at exit 51.
At U.S. AmeriBank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, U.S. AmeriBank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the U.S. AmeriBank difference. U.S. AmeriBank. Banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Jewelry by Design is Auburn's premier jeweler for over 20 years. Mark and Tammy Nelson invite you to see their unique selection of engagement rings, each crafted to be a one-of-a-kind masterpiece, custom designed with only natural premium diamonds that are never enhanced. Jewelry by Design is also your officially licensed Auburn University jeweler that handcrafts all of their Auburn jewelry, as unique as your passion for the Auburn Tigers. For jewelry that's crafted to your style, visit Jewelry by Design on Dean Road in Auburn or online at jewelrybydesignauburn.com.
Now there's no excuse. Drive a new Hyundai today. Trade and drive this 17 Elantra today, just $49 a month. Trade and drive this 17 Sonata, $99 a month. Or trade and drive this 17 Santa Fe Sport, just $139 per month. At Hyundai of Auburn, deluxe safety, comfort and economy features, no extra charge, and locally built. Lease, finance, and credit options for you. We want your trade, even if you deal someplace else. But why would you? Trade and drive today at Hyundai of Auburn for $49 a month.
There is a strength inside you, unknown and imperfect, waiting. And when you think you have nothing left to give, when each obstacle in your path is more formidable than the last, that's when you'll find it. And with that strength, your greatness will have no limits.
Now is the best time to see the good guys the locals know, Alex City Marine. With last year being our best year yet, Landau Pontoons has increased Alex City Marine's allocation of Landaus for the 17 season. Our Suzuki outboard selections are at an all-time high. Alex City Marine is now also Lake Martin's exclusive Manitou pontoon dealer with a full line of the luxurious Manitou Tri-Tune with patented V-Tune technology for top performance. Get the best selection now of Landau and Manitou pontoons. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin. This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Satterfield on Highway 280 in Alex City. Satterfield is the Lake Martin area's Big Green Egg and Accessories headquarters.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time for the Sportz Blitz Players of the Week, and I'll let Luke kick us off.
Well, let's start with the LMG Lake Martin Area Player of the Week, and that's Tyus Evans from Central Coosa High School. On Monday, the Central Coosa wide receiver, Tyus Evans, signed his national letter of intent to play for the College of the Desert in California.
The Sign Source Lee County Player of the Week is Ryan Lambert from Auburn High School. He threw 98 pitches in his 5 2/3 innings of work, striking out 4 and allowing 4 earned runs on 7 hits and 3 walks to take down number 1 ranked McGill-Tulane and advance the Tigers to the 7A semis.
The Lee Marketing Group Montgomery Area Player of the Week is Henry Ruggs III from Robert E. Lee High School. It's not much of a tongue twister. I don't know how I got stumped there. The Alabama football signee of Robert E. Lee took the 7A 100-meter title in Gulf Shores on Saturday, breaking the 7A state meet record in 10.58 seconds. And for those who don't remember, he returned the opening kickoff of the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game back for a touchdown. He's pretty dynamic.
The Talladega County Player of the Week, presented by Concrete, Cole Grogan from Sylacauga High School. Grogan continued his assault on the record books in leading the Aggies to their second Final Four in 3 years. He scored a hat trick in their 3-0 win over Springville to add to his AHSAA career record point total. He got them all of them, 3-0.
All right. Lee Apparel East Alabama Player of the Week is McKenna Gillespie from Glenwood School. She proceeded to throw a one-hitter in Glenwood's first game of the day, allowing a solo home run in the final inning, but otherwise completely shutting down Northside Methodist offense. It was more of the same from Gillespie in the championship game against Northside Methodist later that day, with the Sanford signees striking out 14 in her 7 innings of one-run ball to help Glenwood clinch its 3rd straight title.
The Russell Building Supply, Russell Do-It Center, AHSAA Radio Network Player of the Week is Gracie East from Faith Academy. She scored the lone goals in the Rams' 2-0 victory over St. Paul's to earn her team a berth in the Class 4A-5A Final Four. She has scored all 7 of the Rams' goals of this postseason.
Lyman Ward Military Academy AISA Player of the Week is Connor Davis from Macon East Academy. Knights pitcher and tournament MVP Connor Davis had 4 RBIs and allowed only 4 hits in the Game 1 victory. He helped the Knights win their first Class AA title since 2004.
And that is the Sportz Blitz Players of the Week. Don't go anywhere. Second hour of Sportz Blitz Live is on the way right after this.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
At U.S. AmeriBank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, U.S. AmeriBank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the U.S. AmeriBank difference. U.S. AmeriBank, banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Lex Wedgeworth has been the most trusted pest control company for a generation, and now we're proud to announce our new name, EnviroCare. You can expect the same high standards for all your pest control needs, and EnviroCare's exclusive Sentricon termite colony elimination system that provides the industry standard to protect your home or business. The EnviroCare Sentricon termite protection protects your home year-round. Call the professionals of EnviroCare throughout Central East Alabama. Call for a free estimate. Nobody cares like EnviroCare, the next generation of full pest control for your home or business.
Jackson Refrigeration is Central East Alabama's Alabama Power superior solutions dealer. With rapid response time and on-budget pricing, we're Central East Alabama's and the area's authorized Goodman Heating and Air dealer. We make your peace of mind easy and give you peace of mind when it comes to your heating and air needs. As a superior solutions dealer, Jackson Refrigeration can help save you money and energy with a new electric heat pump. Jackson Refrigeration works on all existing brands and units and has the team to solve your heating and cooling needs, no matter the season.
In a world that's ever-changing, you have to be sure that your choices are the right choices. At Central Alabama Community College, you'll know you made the best choice. Whether choosing a technical degree program, taking courses to transfer to a 4-year college or university, or being a part of our national championship winning traditions, get a sharper focus on your life by choosing one of our 3 convenient locations: Alex City, Childersburg, and Talladega. Central Alabama Community College. Central to you, central to your success.
Ask what makes it the best 3 Series ever, and we'll tell you it has more advanced suspension and steering, or even more control of the road. And it's near perfectly balanced to put performance first. But ask if we're aware the competition mimics us just to keep up? No comment. The BMW 3 Series.
Visit BMW of Columbus on Whittlesey Boulevard or shop bmwofcolumbus.com.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Alex City Marine, the Lake Martin area's premier new and used boat and motor dealership. Find out more at alexcitymarine.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. AL.com is doing a all Saban team on their website. They've done defense and they're doing offense this week. I thought we'd give Luke a chance to get his all Saban team together. Nick Saban, swimming laps in his money bin right now, couldn't be bothered with this. But there have been a lot of talented players come through Alabama since 2007. So we'll just start where you would always start with quarterback. I've got several here.
The choices are good choices. John Parker.
I've got every quarterback that was there.
Yeah, John Parker Wilson. Okay, he was fine. He was good. 2008, appreciate it, but he's not gonna win that award. Greg McElroy, very good quarterback, very solid. Won a national championship again. He's not winning this thing. AJ McCarron. Okay, he's in the running. Blake Sims. You could make a case. He set a lot of records, but I'm gonna say Blake Sims is not going to be on there.
You don't want him starting your game.
Neither is Jake Cope.
To win a game, right?
I'm going to say Jalen Hurts is my all Saban quarterback over AJ McCarron, and I'm shocked. The reason I'm going with Jalen Hurts,
it's better be a good one,
is not because of I think he's the best passer in the group. I think that does go to AJ McCarron. I think it's because if you put him in the backfield with the two guys I'm going to put in the backfield, you don't have to pass. And then if he's throwing to the two guys that he's going to be throwing to, it doesn't matter. They will go up and get it. So the fact that he can, and then if you have his running ability too factored in and all that, I'm just telling you, I think Jalen Hurts also has the most it factor. I think he did all he could last year. There were times Alabama was down big to Ole Miss. Jalen Hurts, calm, cool, and collectedly, comes down and leads Alabama back to what should have been a pretty decisive victory if it weren't for an onside kick. And then in Clemson, he scores a touchdown with about 2 minutes left, and it was Alabama's defense that couldn't stop Clemson. So I think this kid has all you want. We've only scratched the surface, and I think he's going to be a record setter of ginormous proportions by the time he leaves Alabama.
I got to admit, I'm taken aback. I would have thought you threw me a curveball.
It seemed like
right off the bat.
I know, but now the rest of these, I'm probably not throwing you any curves.
Well, we're going to combine running back and fullback. I'll give you three. You can put a fullback in there if you want to.
Oh, really?
Give me two tailbacks and a fullback.
Oh, man. Okay, well, if I'm doing that, now things are it's not fair. Okay, because my running back's going to be Trent Richardson and Derrick Henry. I know Trent Richardson didn't do well in the NFL. In college, he was incredible. I mean, just awesome. I'm taking him on that move against Ole Miss alone, where he busted off for about 75 and then absolutely shook somebody out of their shoes, Allen Iverson style, in a way that I've never seen on the football field from a running back before. And then Derrick Henry, just practically unstoppable. I mean, it's sort of the juggernaut when he gets going. And then if you allow me to put a fullback in there, I think I'm going to have to put Mark Ingram. Because I think Mark Ingram, if I had to have 2 yards, out of all these guys, I'm probably giving it to Ingram. Now,
no Fowler, no McClain, no.
Oh, you want me to put I can't pick off that?
You can.
I'm still taking Mark Ingram. I like Justin Fowler. I like Justin Fowler a lot.
Okay.
But
your list. You can do whatever.
Yeah. Well, my list. I'm only having 2 running backs because I only need 2 running backs.
All right. Wide receiver / tight end. Again, I'll give you 3.
Again, this is too easy to me. I mean, Julio Jones and Amari Cooper, right? I mean, there's not much argument there. And I think if I did have a third one, it would be Calvin Ridley over somebody like O.J. Howard, who I think O.J. Howard would probably be 4th in this list over even Ardarius Stewart or Kevin Norwood. Marquise Mays was good too. You had him on this list as a potential. But that's why I go back to Jalen Hurts. If you've got his running ability, which is like a running back. Okay, and A.J. McCarron's isn't anything like any running back ever.
So you go to the wishbone with your line.
I'm saying go to the wishbone, and every now and again you throw it up to Amari or you throw it up to Julio, and that ball's caught, and it's probably going to be a touchdown.
Who do you want as your left tackle? Or we're going tackles, so who do you want on your bookends?
And again, I think this is pretty easy too. DJ Fluker and Andre Smith. Andre Smith, weirdly enough, wasn't even recruited by Saban. He would have been recruited by Saban. He would have been signed by Saban because apparently Andre Smith was going to Alabama. Didn't matter who the coach was because he signed with Mike Shula. But I I think Andre Smith easily on this list, as well as DJ Fluker. Cyrus Quandro, he's in there, but Cyrus had some weird stuff happen lately, so I don't know about that. And then Cam Robinson, I mean, I like Cam a lot, but he false started about the game didn't begin until Cam Robinson had a false start. That was my theory.
Who among us hasn't found ourselves in a field in Buffalo at one time or another?
Naked? Was he not naked? Was there a naked in there?
There was some. It was said that he was partially clothed.
Okay, partially.
I don't know how that. I don't know what.
Was it Daffy Duck partially clothed or pants on, no shirt?
That's a good question. I don't want to know.
Guard. This may be the easiest one of all. Barrett Jones and Chance Warmack. I mean, Warmack just plowed people over, and Barrett Jones.
You could use Jones at tackle, guard, or center.
Yeah. But I'm thinking Barrett Jones may be the most decorated offensive lineman in college football history. He won everything. He literally won everything. I mean, I'm not saying he's as good as, say, John Hanna. John Hanna is the one everybody strives to be and the one everybody always refers to, even people like me who don't remember John Hanna's playing. He is the gold standard. But Barrett Jones won everything you can win.
Yeah.
And so I would definitely want him on this list.
Yeah. Center.
I'm going to go with Ryan Kelly, a first-round center. Yeah, I'm going to go with Ryan Kelly.
That's a pretty good lineup.
That's a stout offense. That's going to be hard to stop.
Well, like I say, I mean, you put that together, the only team that could probably stop it would be
Alabama
an all-Saban defense. So we may do that next week. Give you that opportunity.
I'm down with it. You want to do a all Malzahn something?
We can. Well, okay, yeah, we can do that. We can do that.
It'll be a lot more fun. Woody Barrett's got to be stricken.
Yeah, that was going to be my backup, but we'll go.
The all Gus Malzahn hype team. That would be. Oh man, now we got a team.
Now we got a team. If we just went by hype.
TPE Power Equipment is now.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Sportz Blitz Live right after these important messages.
I like how you put a little stank right on it.
Purchasing a new home is easier than you think, and America's Home Place can show you the way. For over 41 years, we've built thousands of homes for people just like you. We guide you through the entire process, from purchasing a lot, finding financial options, to putting the finishing touches on your beautiful new house. Come tour our showroom and see over 100 customizable floor plans. Visit us online at americashomeplace.com/TV for a free floor plan book. America's Home Place. We make building easy.
Now is the best time to see the good guys the locals know, Alex City Marine. With last year being our best year yet, Landau Pontoons has increased Alex City Marine's allocation of Landaus for the 17 season. Our Suzuki outboard selections are at an all-time high. Alex City Marine is now also Lake Martin's exclusive Manitou pontoon dealer with a full line of the luxurious Manitou Tri-Tune with patented V-Tune technology for top performance. Get the best selection now of Landau and Manitou pontoons. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin.
Whether it's a dream house or corporate real estate, Concrete has the skill, expertise, and talent to exceed your expectations. Trust Concrete to build a foundation for your future. Our work ethic and dedication are always in keeping the competition on their toes. We specialize in residential and commercial development in the Coosa, Talladega, and Shelby County areas. Call us today for your next project, 256-245-4211, or check us out on the web at con-crete.com.
It's Truck Month.
It's Ram Truck Month at Bice Motors in Alex City. Save over $10,000 off MSRP on select Ram 1500 or 2500.
Trucks, and more trucks.
Nice price.
Lowest price.
Great looking trucks and great looking discounts.
Buy it at Bice.
TPE Power Equipment is now the trusted name for all your mower and power equipment needs. Whether it's our original Tallahassee location or Opelika location on Fredericks Road, we've got East Alabama covered with the best brands of mowers and power equipment from Husqvarna, Toro, Kawasaki, Echo, and Honda. Right now, get commercial strength Husqvarna zero-turn mowers with our fleet program that offers deep discounts, easy finance, and bonus handheld equipment in one solid package. TPE of Opelika and Tallahassee are the new standard of everything power equipment in East Alabama.
And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh.
You can count on the caring team at Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation. Our services include physical, speech, and occupational therapy. Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation, 256-329-9061.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Russell Do-It Center, offering a complete assortment of lumber, building materials, electrical, and plumbing supplies. Russell Do-It Center stores deliver first-class service, top-rate products, and competitive do-it-best pricing.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. We'll be with you for about 45 more minutes. Debuting a new segment on the show this evening, Predict the Future. I'll come up with a better name, but this is.
I want Michael to have the graphic, where it goes wavy for a minute or something, but now it's more a reflection thing, isn't it? That's like looking back.
We can go either way. We can do it either way.
Whatever.
Predict the future. I wrote a column. My column will be out tomorrow. I make 10 ridiculously early predictions.
That's weird because you and I don't talk, and I predicted the SEC East today.
Really?
Well, because you can tell it's sort of like a lax time and doing this. But so I'll do the West next week, and then I'll do some other junk.
It's about that time. Who leads the SEC in passing in 2017? Let's get a team and an individual.
I'm going with Ole Miss and Shea Patterson. And my reasoning behind this is that Ole Miss's wide receiving core is sick. They're very, very good. And I think Shea Patterson is also very, very good. He can really sling the rock. The problem with Ole Miss this year is going to be their defense is awful, so they're going to be coming from behind a lot. So I think that Ole Miss will be throwing the ball a lot, trying to play catch-up, and they'll be throwing to these frisbee-catching dogs that they have out there. And so he'll put up gaudy stats, and they still won't have a very good record.
Who leads the SEC in rushing in 2017?
Team and individual player. Okay, this one's going to be different. I've got Alabama's going to lead in rushing, and my reasoning there is they've got an incredible rushing quarterback. They've got probably 4 running backs that will be in the rotation, 2 others. I don't know what's going to happen, but they've got 6 very talented ones. And I think that Alabama will just run the ball a lot. I mean, they hired a coach the ball, so they will run the ball.
This is not a 3-down-and-out offense. This is not a – we will – let's let that be known.
So
this is not just a ball control offense.
No, it's going to be kind of a ball control offense. But that's okay. And I think the leader in rushing will be Darius Geis because I think Ed Orgeron is going to make it his life's mission to get him in the Heisman consideration as much as he can because I think that's LSU's offense right there.
And he had a whole lot of yards sharing the ball with Leonard Fournette last year.
And I think look, Cam Petway is a nice running back, but I think you will join me, or maybe you won't, but I think you'll join me in saying that his stats were somewhat a product of the system. If you give me a choice of those 2 running backs, I'm taking Darius Geis all day. I think that guy runs as hard as anybody. He runs very Cadillac Williams-y. I mean, that if you hit him, he still has great balance. But sometimes when you hit him, you wish you hadn't hit him.
Mm-hmm. I would agree that Darius Geis is a better overall running back, certainly more speed. But I don't know. It's true that under Gus Malzahn, it's a good bet you're going to have a 1,000-yard rusher, but I don't know. He would have had 1,400 yards if he didn't get hurt, and they would have actually played him in the first game. So
let me say this.
I think he's an NFL running back.
I don't know. And I say the same thing about Damian Harris, who plays for Alabama. I've seen both of them get run down too many times.
Oh, he's going to get run down.
They both lack that one extra gear. Damian Harris runs really hard too. He's a great back. I like him a lot. I love him as a college back. But when you talk about the NFL, does he have that extra little bit? And I don't think either one of those guys have that. Now, can they get it? Can they train enough? I don't know. I think some of it is just inherited. But we'll see. I just think that they're both very, very good college running backs, and but Darius Geis is a good college back and a good pro back.
How do you see the Boston-Washington series playing out? Only 2 series that matter at this point because both sweeps.
I think Washington is better, but I don't know that either one of these teams can win on the road, and that's what makes me already not look forward to the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, neither one of these teams has a shot at beating Cleveland in Cleveland. They don't really have much of a shot at beating Cleveland at their house.
It's a good. Isaiah Thomas is fun to watch. I will say that. I don't.
Yeah, he's a fun player.
I don't watch a lot of NBA basketball, but his that 53 or 52, whatever he put up.
After his sister's death, yeah.
How do you see the San Antonio-Houston series playing out?
Well, I'm going to take San Antonio until proven otherwise. I'm
no
going to
Tony Parker.
I'm going to have I know, but I'm going to have a hard time believing that one man, and that's essentially what Houston is going to be able to take out San Antonio. I guess without Tony Parker, it's a lot more feasible, but they play tonight in San Antonio. If San Antonio gets this victory, I think it's Katie Bar door is over. I don't think Houston can beat them one game in Houston, one game in San Antonio again.
I'm going to go with the Rockets just because I think the Spurs, they just kind of, not because Tony Parker, he's a role player.
Yeah.
I mean, so is Ginobili. I mean, they're basically,
but they're still good. They're pretty good role players.
They're good to come off the bench, but I don't know. They just Spurs look kind of old to me, even
but
though
they do every year.
Even though they've ramped it up. But I don't know. I got no faith in James Harden. Don't put that. But I think their system is probably good enough to where they can steal one in San Antonio, and I think.
Well, they've already stolen one in San Antonio.
They have.
I think they used it up. Yeah. I would rather see the Rockets.
Yeah.
Because I would love to see James Harden get 50 in a loss to Golden State. That would be the only reason you'd watch the Western Conference Finals. If San Antonio wins this, you might as well not watch NBA basketball for a while.
Will Tony Romo ever play in the U.S. Open? He's tried to qualify for three times.
I mean,
come up short.
No, I kind of hope not.
If he dedicates his time to it.
Again, I kind of hope not. I just let the U.S. Open have its moment and quit trying to get in there. I'd rather him come back and try and win a Super Bowl than win a.
That ain't happening.
I know.
Finally, and this is just for Hex, will Donald Trump get a second term?
You know, I thought about that today because somebody tweeted out after Dick Comey was fired, the director of the FBI, that this is the best season of The Apprentice ever. And I wondered, well, okay, you can say that he's not going to get one because the people who don't like Trump, who didn't like him to begin with, really hate him now. They hate him more than ever. And I think some of the people that voted for him are kind of feeling a little on the fence even a little bit because I watched a report the other night about some group in Indiana that lost a bunch of jobs in Mexico and they thought it wouldn't happen because they voted for Trump and yada, yada, yada. But I'm still in a wait and see mode. I mean, I'm not pushing any panic buttons and I'm not celebrating Donald Trump just yet. I mean, we're what, 110 days into this thing. Let's wait and see what happens, and if it gets really bad, we'll have to deal with it. But if it gets really good, then everybody needs to say it's really good. I don't know that either one of them is going to happen, but I don't know who the Democrats are going to put up against him. I mean, He's a very good campaigner, obviously. However he won, whatever he did, it worked. So he went from a incredible underdog. He was the long shot in the Kentucky Derby. He was the three-legged horse with one eye and no tongue that came out of nowhere, but in great hair, but came out of nowhere and won the thing.
Just for future reference, I'm gonna wait and see. It's not a good enough answer for predict the future.
Yeah, I think I don't have any choice. I can't predict this.
Look, it comes down to two things.
I shook the magic 8-ball and said future looks cloudy.
If they pass a health care bill and people's premiums go down, and if tax reform and people's taxes go down, he will be reelected.
I don't think there's any question about that.
That's a big.
Those things have to happen. I can't. There are too many unknown. There are too many variables to predict this future. I mean, this is Vegas would take this off. Vegas would take this off the board. The rest of them I nailed. Okay, I nailed the other ones. I cannot give you this one.
Well, I don't. And Tony Romo, I hope not. We're gonna go. We're gonna.
I'm very definitive.
We're gonna take a break and recalculate what we're doing here. But be sure to join us when we come back. More Sportz Blitz Live on the way right after this.
So, you may not know it, but you've seen our work everywhere. For a combined 50 years, SignSource has been Central Alabama's premier option for all your sign needs. Custom signs for your business, club, or organization, wraps and decals for your vehicle or boat, full-color banners for your big sale, or a photo collage on canvas for grandma, all with fast, friendly, prompt service. Check out our website at signsourcenow.com. 888-533-6758. Go straight to the source. SignSource.
Lakeside Marina and Watercraft Rentals have spring fever and are happy to announce that Bennington is back. Lakeside Marina at Blue Creek is now Lake Martin's Bennington pontoon dealer with all models of Bennington pontoons that deliver speed, power, and stability with their elliptical sport packages and best-in-class styling and luxury. See the full line now for best selection as well as the all-new personal watercraft from Kawasaki. Lakeside Marina at Blue Creek, #1 for a reason. Lakeside Marina is also your authorized Easy Go kart dealer for Lake Martin.
Got your eye on a new Nissan? It's time to zero in on huge savings at Lynch Nissan of Auburn. 0% financing is back in a big way on many of your favorite Nissan models, but only for a limited time. Buy today and save up to $11,000 off MSRP on remaining 2016s as we make room for the 2017s. Get up to $5,000 off MSRP on the new Rogue SL or 0% for 72 months. Just click it and pick it now at lynchnissan.com. Lynch Nissan of Auburn, I-85 at exit 51.
Hi.
We're looking for insurance.
Let's see who's free. When insurance agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a Trusted Choice independent agent is free to shop many companies for a better deal. Free to do what's right for you.
Did your team just win the big game? Are you looking for a unique way to honor a valuable employee? Lila's Engraving has you covered, offering a large selection of custom trophies and plaques. Lila's also offers cast aluminum car tags, custom engraved wine glasses, clocks, and wood cutting boards. They even offer custom framing for any art or picture as well. Lila's combines the best quality items with the fastest service around. With over 27 years of experience in the Alexander City and Lake Martin areas, Lila's Engraving is your only choice for custom awards and engraved gifts. Always remember, winners choose Lila's.
If you're seeing the American cockroach, throw up the red flag. Ladybugs, throw up the red flag. Ants and swarming termites, throw up the red flag. And kudzu bugs, throw up the red flag. That's Red Flag Pest Control. So the caution is on. Call Red Flag Pest Control today.
I'm Scott Davis with Red Flag Pest Control, celebrating our 10th anniversary. Call me today, 256-825-0430.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Glenn Smith Automotive, carrying a full line of vehicle brands from Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, and Toyota. Highway 280 in Sylacauga and Columbus Parkway in Opelika. Glenn Smith, get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. Again, debuting another new segment. This is the brainchild of Luke Robinson. Time to take a stroll down memory lane, and we had the idea to go back and look at some random games in the past. We'll do some Iron Bowls, some famous ones, in the next couple of months, but I decided just to ease us into one. This is, you don't have to be an Auburn fan or to really appreciate this game. It was a classic, 1994. Auburn traveled to Gainesville. Auburn, the number 6 team in the country, on a, I believe, 17-game winning streak. Florida, the number 1 team in the country, undefeated, 16-point favorites. Brent Musburger and
somebody else on the call. Probably Greasy.
No, it was ABC. It was Dick Vermeil.
Dick Vermeil
on ABC. Yeah, and they did the call of that game, and went back and that one's kind of burned into my memory, but went back and rewatched it today. But a lot of things kind of left out. Man, it's memorable for me for several different reasons. Number one, my first year of college, I was at CACC, and I worked with the girls' volleyball team. Not a bad gig to pay for my school. And to be honest with you, I'll admit this now, I think statute of limitations, I stole an education from CACC. But we went to Tennessee to a volleyball tournament. I believe it was somewhere outside of Nashville. I can't even remember exactly where we were, but I knew the game was going to be going on. It was an afternoon game right in the middle of the tournament. So I borrowed a 3-inch TV, which is, this is long before the idea of cell phones. I borrowed a little 2-inch, 3-inch screen TV, a little box, and took it up into the stands, found an outlet, plugged it in, and I watched the game in the stands while the tournament volleyball games were going on a little 2-inch screen and giving updates to everybody else in the crowd. But was this a game that you sat down and remembered and watched?
Oh, yeah, I remember it really well. In fact, I was an SAE at Alabama, and I was living in the house at the time, and there was a pledge brother of mine named Brian Moore, and he was obviously a pledge brother of mine, so he was at Alabama, but he had an affinity for Auburn. I think he might have even grown up an Auburn fan. He an Alabama guy, obviously, but he was buddies with Reed McMillan, who played fullback at Auburn, who was just a workhorse.
Yeah.
And they both went to Morgan Academy, which had several state championships in a row at the time when both of them were in school. And I remember telling Brian, Auburn's got no chance winning this game. They got no chance winning this game. And he went to the game. Wow. And I remember just sitting in my room Sunday, and he comes busting in, and I don't think he had been to sleep. He's like, "You said they had no chance. You said they had no chance." And I was like, "Man, chill. I mean, we're not even pulling for them."
Yeah.
I just remember that well as much as anything. And it was one of those, oh God, is Auburn going to win every game from here on out now? Moments. Because really if I went back and watched some of the highlights, I know Mike's going to play some of them while we're talking, but the thing that stood out to me watching some of those highlights, Ken, today was how big everybody's shoulder pads were. Everybody had the Sean Alexander shoulder pads. I mean, they were huge. All the running backs, Stephen Davis's were huge. Even Danny Werfel seemed big.
Back when they actually wore thigh pads.
That's right. But Werfel comes in again. You know what's weird about Auburn and Florida? They played each other for a really long time. They had a pretty rich history. Auburn had beaten them in '93, and I remember that because I was sitting in the stands. I think it was at Legion Field when they announced the score. Nobody could believe it, that Auburn was still winning, because in '92 Auburn had been pretty bad. In '93, of course, they go undefeated. And Florida was number 4 in '93. Auburn welcomes them, and they block.
Florida goes right down the field and scores, and I think is headed for another score to go up 14.
And Auburn returns an interception all the way. And then Auburn beats number 1 Florida, and then they beat number 1 Florida again in 2001, and then they beat number 4 Florida again in 2007. The moral of the story is, if you're Florida, you don't want to play Auburn when you're very highly ranked.
This
period.
Is true. This is true. Obviously, it was an interesting game. Just a couple of weeks before is the Auburn-LSU game, where that Auburn offense looked as bad as any offense I've ever seen in my entire life. Could not move, couldn't even get a first down against LSU, but miraculously run 3 interceptions back for touchdowns and come back and steal and cost Curly Hallman his job.
Should have.
But all of a sudden this offense goes into games when nobody thinks they got a chance, 16-point under, and they made a point of that. Brett Musburger kept talking about 16-point underdogs, and how Auburn felt like they were being poor-mouthed, and we come out and Andy Fuller has the game. It was a intentional game plan. I think we threw the tight end 7 times in the first half. We haven't thrown the ball to the tight end 7 times in the last 3 years.
Was he from Gadsden?
That sounds right.
I think he was from
either that or Huntsville. I can't remember one or the other.
I want to say wasn't he a soccer player in high school or something? There was something about that. Maybe I'm thinking of another Andy.
Maybe.
But I think it was him.
I don't know. That's a good question.
After that '94 game, and that's the one everybody remembers, but after that '94 game, Florida went on to beat Auburn 8 of 9 times, which is, nobody talks about any of those. It's a lot like the Kick 6 game. I mean, people forget that happened 4 years ago. I mean, because it seems like it was just yesterday because you see it so often. We see it every time the program begins. But for the second straight year in that game, Terry Dean is replaced by Danny Werfel, who goes on to be just a legendary quarterback.
Well, actually, Danny Werfel got replaced. He started the game in '93 and was replaced.
But then replaced again, right?
Yeah, I think so. But then Terry Dean, I didn't realize, grew up an Auburn fan. They talked about that during the broadcast. I didn't realize that he was coming to Auburn. But then Steve Spurrier offered him a scholarship, and he went to Florida. Was an 11-0 as a starter, Heisman candidate, and Jack Arute came out in the second half and said, Coach Spurrier says we will not see Danny Werfel in the third quarter. Dean had thrown 3 interceptions in the first half. He said we want to let him play it out. We will not see Werfel. He throws a pick on the first drive, we see Werfel.
Yeah, and probably should have. I mean, that's the other thing that stood out to me about watching this game again. I didn't remember how many picks there were. In the 3 games, I think 2001, 94, and 93, I want to say Auburn intercepted Florida like 11 times in those games.
That'd be about right. That secondary was unbelievable. It's just they weren't
Brian Robinson,
the Dillards, Chris Schelling, Brian Robinson, Fred Smith. Ken Alvis. I mean, they just had a nose for the football like few have had in Auburn history.
The other thing that stood out to me, I went and looked up just who that 94 team played because it was a very good team. And I'm sure everybody in this state remembers, but I went to the game where Auburn and Georgia tied. I just happened to be at Jordan-Hare Stadium. I was in Alex City with my girlfriend at the time. We were both Alabama fans. We said, we're just going to go down here because it's going to be an interesting game. And so we just drove down. And I want to say that game went into 4 overtimes. Was it 4 overtimes?
That was 96.
Okay, that was 96.
Yeah.
It went to 4 overtimes. Okay, but this game they did tie. Yeah, that's right. They didn't go any overtimes. But the 94 game they did tie. And
I think they wouldn't get up. That was the one maybe they wouldn't get up off the ball.
That's right.
Down there toward
the goal. Because Auburn was driving again or something. But I remember a sign being held up in the Iron Bowl the next week that said, been waiting all season for this unbeaten, untied, and like the scratch-through big matchup. And, of course, then Alabama beats Auburn in the Iron Bowl on a game. The only way an Iron Bowl can be is when the ball is spotted and everybody's gathered in a huddle. You can't tell from the camera angle if he got it or not, and apparently you could slide a credit card in between the stick and the football.
It's a bad spot.
But both. I mean, Auburn players all doing first down. Alabama players saying ball the other way, and the announcers were like, the officials aren't saying anything.
They were afraid.
I mean, they should have been afraid.
Yeah.
But
that tie took the wind out of Auburn's sails.
It did.
I mean, Alabama was up 21-0 in the first
right.
half. I mean, they dominated the game. Auburn, I don't think ever stopped them. They turned the ball over, I think, maybe inside the 20, maybe at least once in the second half, but battled back and was driving at least to have an opportunity to go down and try to tie the game. But another thing that struck me was how many headshots there were in that game.
If targeting,
I mean,
I agree.
That's just good football.
No, I know.
That's just a good hard hit right there.
But that shows the difference. But I will say this too, that again, with those giant shoulder pads, you probably felt a little safer about things. I mean, today people are playing without thigh pads, and they're playing. I mean, maybe the technology's better. I don't know, but they looked safer.
Yeah, they did.
Back then,
they looked like gladiators.
But the '94 Auburn team, and this stood out to me too, and I guess maybe this tells you how far the SEC has come. Auburn played 2 ranked teams that season. Florida and Alabama. Those are the only 2 ranked teams they played all season long, which is crazy to think about because they had LSU on the schedule. They had Georgia on the schedule. Now, their non-conference wasn't that great, but still, Ole Miss can't sneak in there and get ranked. I mean, I think Ole Miss is in the middle of some bad stuff too. But Mississippi State can't mess around and get. But they only played 11 games then. It wasn't even 12 games. So, and they were ineligible for the SEC title.
It just so happened during the broadcast. They kept flashing up. Vandy was up 37-21 in the third quarter on Georgia.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
The other thing too, several times Jack Jackson did it twice, I know, and Brian Robinson did it twice. Jack Jackson caught a touchdown pass, Brian Robinson interception, jerked the helmet off.
Yeah.
And I remember, and I'm thinking, today that's just like, oh my goodness.
Brian Robinson did it.
They have gotten that out of football.
Brian Robinson did it. He intercepted the ball, and then you could tell he was looking for somewhere to go, and he had nowhere to go, so he just stepped out of bounds on the Florida sideline and took his helmet off. I was thinking, okay, there are a lot of places I'd take my helmet off. That ain't one of them. I'd be putting more stuff on.
Brian Robinson, I wouldn't trust him to save my life. He had mischief in his eyes.
Yeah.
But he's the guy you wanted back there in the
secondary. Hey, look, he was a good safety. There's no doubt about it. I'll tell you something else that surprised me. I looked up the series records. What do you think the series record is between Auburn and Florida? Who do you think leads it? And what do you think the difference is?
Well, Florida was not. They were terrible for so many years. I'm gonna say Auburn's got a 10-game lead.
They have a 5-game lead, but it's 43-38-2. But I was a little shocked just because Florida did win 8 out of 9 there. But Auburn's won the last 3.
They were.
Auburn's won the last 3.
True. That's true. It was a great game. For
little soggy.
Little, yeah. But it was. Here we go.
Way to get the highlights in here. Right
this is the best highlight of the game. Boycotted. Frank did not have a great. I mean, he had an uneven game.
He caught did Mike add his own music to this? What the? Look at that! Check out Spurrier's shirt.
Look, they're weeping. The Florida players are weeping. But, he fumbled the kickoff, and that's another thing I had forgotten. Frank Sanders fumbled the kickoff, and it should have been a safety because no Florida player gained possession and it went out the back of the end zone. It should have been a safety. Auburn was fortunate. That was early in the third quarter.
God, that was a bad shirt by Steve Spurrier. My goodness.
Yeah, those were those tennis kind of shirts in the 90s.
It also makes you think about this for a second. Terry Bowden went undefeated. Tommy Tuberville went undefeated. Steve Spurrier, never undefeated.
Tommy Bowden went undefeated.
Tommy Bowden went
at Tulane.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty crazy to think that Steve Spurrier, and look, Spurrier was really, really good.
One?
Saban's only had 1.
Yeah.
But now, let's also say this. Saban's also playing in the era of, it was 14 games, now it's 15 games. I mean, it's a little bit more difficult.
I think Penn State, I think Joe Paterno had like 6 undefeated seasons.
And of course, you play Pittsburgh 6 times in 1 year, you're going to be all right. And Temple the other 5 times.
Pitt won a national title back in those days.
Yeah, when they had Marino. I don't even think they played Penn State then. But so, point being, this was a good game. This is going to be a lot of fun going back and doing some of these games. I already have a million of them in mind, and YouTube just helps out so much. You can go back and check it out. And this game was presented to me via YouTube, 10 different ways. I mean, there was a 5-minute just cut up of the game. There was the whole game. There was the game set to music. There was dubbed in Spanish. Any way I want to watch this game, I could have watched it, and I think it's going to be that way for a lot of the games we choose. And what I want to do, and what I hope we do, is more often than not, we choose games that we actually went to. Because that's the most fun, is talking about being in the stands. And but I know some people that went to that 94 Florida game, and they never will forget it.
No, it was tremendous. And so we'll be doing this more and more in the coming weeks, and look forward to it. Up against another break. Don't go anywhere. More Sportz Blitz Live right after this.
Purchasing a new home is easier than you think, and America's Home Place can show you the way. For over 41 years, we've built thousands of homes for people just like you. We guide you through the entire process, from purchasing a lot, finding financial options, to putting the finishing touches on your beautiful new house. Come tour our showroom and see over 100 customizable floor plans. Visit us online at americashomeplace.com/TV for a free floor plan book. America's Home Place. We make building easy.
If you're looking for a great location to hold your summer football or band camp, Lima Ward Military Academy is the place for you. Our 300-acre campus is located conveniently off Highway 280. We have dorm facilities to house 100 to 200 students, regulation fields with lights, practice fields, dining facilities, air-conditioned gymnasiums, indoor pool, and miles of running trails. Our secluded location will build cohesion within your organization and allow your kids to focus on the basics. If you have any questions, give us a call at 256-675-6396 or check out our website at lwma.org.
Hello, I'm Harvey B. Campbell Jr., the manager and founding partner of Alabama Consumer Law, LLC. We are a law firm dedicated to helping you, the consumer, from all kind of debt issues. We can handle Chapter 13s, Chapter 7s, and Chapter 12s, and Chapter 11s if you need help.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers. We are a debt relief agency. We are a private company. We are not associated with any state or federal government agency.
Your comfort is our #1 concern. Advanced Heat and Air.
Advanced Heating and Air makes your comfort their priority for any season. Advanced Heating and Air is the region's Train dealer and an Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer that can save you money and energy with a new electric heat pump. Advanced Heating and Air maintains the region's best service team, so rely on us to make your comfort our number one concern. Call 234-5052, and we're there for you.
Yamaha is beating the field in just about every category of motorsport products, offering unbelievable performance, handling, features, technology, and at prices that are blowing everyone's mind, especially the competition. Visit Twin City Yamaha on Stage Road in Auburn.
Hi, this is Scott Tway with Twin Cities Yamaha in Auburn. Isn't it about time to put some fun back in your life? Call us and see what we mean. 334-821-0439 or on the web at www.twincitiesyamaha.com.
Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance, you got to get to Gills. Selection and price, got to get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills. Cars that fit your budget. Service that no one around can beat. Stop by today and test drive the vehicle of your dreams. Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance you. Gotta get to Gills. Selection and price. Gotta get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Hyundai of Auburn. You owe it to yourself. Call Hyundai of Auburn today at 334-321-0777 and visit them online at HyundaiofAuburn.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. Time for another segment, Who You Got? Started this one a couple weeks ago with Scott Hardy, actually. Knew I was in trouble when I said, who you got, Led Zeppelin or the Rolling Stones? And he said, I like that Eddie Vedder guy. So I said, we got to do something else. I did this with Brett as well. It's just a fun segment. We add in a lot of pop culture in this game. So we'll go to it. Little sports movies. The Program or Rudy? Who you got?
This is a blowout, Rudy. Yeah, I dare you to watch Rudy and not cry.
It's a blowout for me, The Program.
What? How do you watch Rudy and not cry at the end?
Oh, I like Rudiger. That's a great movie. But, man, The Program, there's just something I could watch. I can only watch Rudy like once every 5 years. I could watch The Program once a year.
What a terrible comparison. Like,
that's
I can stomach this one every 365 days. It takes me 1,500 days to take the other one.
It's just so sappy. I mean, that kid, I get sick of Frodo.
It seems like
Frodo's brother, whatever his name.
But I can't believe that the Alabama guy is pro the Underdog movie and the Auburn guy is pro a movie called The Program. Because if there's anything that should be called The Program, it's Alabama.
It's all about cheating in college football. You would think the Alabama. No, I'm kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Send your letters to that guy.
All the Right Moves. Tom Cruise, 80s high school football movie. Versus Denzel Washington, Remember the Titans. Who you got?
I'm going to Remember the Titans because I love Denzel Washington. I can watch Denzel in anything. If Denzel did any movie, I'd watch it.
I think that Remember the Titans is a great movie. I'm going with All the Right Moves.
I know, just because I know.
I got some nostalgia about it. I mean, it's right. young Leah Thompson.
I'm winning this next one.
Okay. Well, we'll see. I didn't. I hesitated about putting this on there, but it's a part of America. Princess Leia in the golden bikini, or Phoebe Cates in the red bikini. Who you got?
This is a bigger blowout than Rudy. It's Phoebe Cates every day, all day. Princess Leia and the golden bikini is kind of overrated. It was much better on Jennifer Aniston when she did that episode of Friends and put on the bikini for Ross. Phoebe Cates coming out of the pool with that red bikini. Oh my gosh, that was it. You didn't think anything sexual about Princess Leia wearing the golden bikini because she's sitting next to a big fat blob in chains. There was nothing that made you think, oh my God, that's incredible. Phoebe Cates coming out of that pool and the camera is right on her and it looks like she's coming at you. Like you want to run up to the screen and just hug it.
I might disagree
if
to
the
say
screen's lucky.
That and look, Carrie Fisher in her day. That's
You agree with me, right?
But 1,000%.
Okay, I told you I was winning that one.
That is like one of the greatest things any teenage boy ever has.
Oh, the Phoebe Cates thing. I mean,
she was the 80s.
A smoke show.
Oh my goodness. We got to stop. Who you got? Bad Company or the Steve Miller Band?
Steve Miller Band. Just because of the
Joker, the Gangster of Love.
Yeah, or the they did the oh my God this is a story about
Abracadabra.
No, Abracadabra. No, I'll think of it in a minute.
I don't know where we're going with it. Not the Bad Company. Hey, you can't go wrong.
Bad Company was okay, but I like Bad Company more because of a Louis C.K. joke. Because he was talking about that he was out after a comedy show in Kansas City. He said, I went out and all these people asked me if I wanted to smoke a little marijuana. And I said, sure, I wanted to because it's Kansas City and Kansas City sucks. So he said, I walked out and I was smoking. He said, and I was taking these gigantic hits, like these jean jacket Bad Company hits. And he said, little did I know that you people have been working on marijuana since the 1970s, and y'all have cranked it up a notch. And he said, next thing I know, I'm hallucinating. So, I mean, he went on and on, but that's my Bad Company story.
Okay. Jet Airliner? No. What do we?
No, this is the story about...
Big Bobby Sue.
Yeah, Bobby Sue, yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was saying.
Okay. I'm with you. We both agree.
Take the money and run.
Take the money and run.
I had to sing the whole song in my head.
I was getting there. Who you got, Pat Benatar or Joan Jett?
Pat Benatar. I think Pat Benatar seems more like a real rocker to me versus Joan Jett. Joan Jett looks... Now, I mean, if Joan Jett were here, I wouldn't say this to her face. But
she likes to punch you in the face.
I know, but she seems more like a rocker because she's mad about something. I think Pat Benatar is a rocker to rock. I think Joan Jett's mad about a lot of stuff, and rock and roll is her outlet. And I think Pat Benatar just likes rock and roll.
Well, I think Joan Jett's more of a rocker, but love is a battlefield.
It is a battlefield.
I mean, come on.
I mean, and Joan Jett, I mean, how much of it was the Blackhearts?
The mountains or the beach?
I'm going to put this in recruiting terms. The beach, but the mountains are trending. The more I hear about these dang shark attacks, I'm pro mountain.
This is true. I haven't been in the ocean in a long time and have no plans to go.
I mean, I really dig the ocean. I'll tell you the worst
I love the beach, though. I would go with the beach.
I was on a sales trip one time to the Gulf Coast, and like everything was sold out. I was only staying there for one night, so it wasn't like I was going to get a condo. You know, I'm trying to stay as economically as I could. I stayed at some hotel across from the beach, and I remember, like when I was younger, I was like, man, I'm not going to come to the beach ever and stay across the street from the beach. Yeah. Like it seems terrible to walk across the highway. But I did that, and I walked across the highway, and I didn't pack in a bathing suit. I had on some basketball shorts and just a regular T-shirt. And I remember, like, I couldn't go in any of the private areas, so I went to the state park part of the beach, you know. And like, I'm out there floating, but I had to get in the ocean because I love the ocean so much. And I said, this is the weirdest thing that I've ever done. I'm down here. I have to go get in the ocean for no reason. It's like 6:30 in the evening. Everybody thinks I'm crazy out here in these basketball shorts. And I just walked across the highway to get here.
You got to do what you got to do.
Got to do what you got to do, though, man.
Up against the break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back and close out the show right after this.
Start the new year in a new Honda at Sarah Honda of Sylacauga. Like a new Civic for just $172 a month during our first big sale of the year at Sarah Honda of Sylacauga on Highway 280.
Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. At Walls, you'll find a dedicated staff offering top quality service from routine maintenance to a full engine overhaul and everything in between. Brian Walls and the folks at Walls Tire are local folks that you know, and they provide the best service always at a fair price. Find out what the rest of the Lake Martin area already knows. Walls Tire is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. Just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Show Enough Barbecue. Since 1990, we've been serving you the finest barbecue in Alexander City. Gerald believes in cooking fresh meat daily, and the secret to that is, I'm not going to tell you. Show Enough is just not about barbecue, but also known for fresh vegetables and homemade pies. That's where I come in. I'm Linda Sanford, better known as the Pie Lady. We also do catering. For more information, give us a call at 234-7675.
When you're born, you're really young. You're like 0 years old. My grandma tells me to quit growing up so fast. But what can I do about it? My mom keeps throwing me birthday parties.
Russell Medical, comprehensive care in your corner of the world.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City.
Hey, it's Steve from the Car Stereo Shop in Auburn, and after 10 years of serving the good people of East Alabama and West Georgia, we're still doing business the same way, offering the best products at the best prices with the area's best warranties and installing them with the area's best technicians. With great customer service, a knowledgeable sales staff, and our commitment to customer satisfaction, along with the best selection of the latest technology in the industry, there's no reason to shop anywhere else. Shop with confidence. Shop at the Car Stereo Shop in Auburn.
Get out and go in a new Altima, just $18,988. During the Nissan Now sales event, a new 2017 Altima is just $18,988 at Sarah Nissan of Sylacauga.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of this edition of Sportz Blitz Live. Don't really have anything else. All you Facebook Live people got to get some airing of the grievances. We can kind of, if you'd like.
I hate 3D movies.
Turn loose on them.
I hate 3D movies. They're terrible. Get rid of them. It was something that the movie industry thought we'd all love. We all hate it. I don't know anybody who likes it. Your kid may like it, but let's be honest, your kid would like it if it were 2D. Your kid would like it if it was 1D. He doesn't care. So let's get rid of 3D movies altogether. But the problem is these big movie studios force some of the theaters to take 3D because that's just this is what we're giving you. You can either take 3D now and get the movie out while it's hot, or you can get Guardians of the Galaxy 3 weeks later when everybody's already seen it in Auburn or Birmingham or Montgomery. And so they're forced to take it, it's just awful. 3D movies, biggest ripoff.
And this is, you're actually putting your money or where your mouth is or in your pocket where
it
ought to be.
I was going to see Guardians of the Galaxy last night here in Alex City, and I love our movie theater here. I support local. I want it to be good. But as soon as I get to the window, and it didn't dawn on me that it was going to be 3D, and I said, "Oh my God, is this 3D?" He said, "Yeah, I just left. I can't deal with it. I don't like it." So now I'm going to have to read the Wikipedia page about Guardians of the Galaxy because I got a 7-month-old and a wife that doesn't like comic book movies, so I can't go to the movie anymore.
If she doesn't like comic book movies, she better get on board because that's about all it's going to be.
Yeah,
there's one coming out every week.
I told her it's going to be a bad summer for her. Got Spider-Man, got Wonder Woman, got Justice League coming right behind that.
Aquaman.
Got Thor, Ragnarok.
Yeah. What about, we're closing it out, what about Alien Covenant? You got any interest in seeing that?
Yeah, I want to see it.
It
Looks pretty dang scary.
Yeah, it's one of those I don't have to make myself watch.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't really
Alien is still good.
It freaks me out beyond belief.
It is a freaky thing because it's a well thought out concept and series.
In your chest.
Yeah, huh?
Lay an embryo in your chest.
I mean, yeah, in the way that the egg hatches and then the thing sticks to your face and
it's bad.
It's creepy.
But I want to go see it. That's going to do it for Sportz Blitz Live. We appreciate so much all of you out there joining us. For Luke Robinson, I'm Andy Graham saying so long for now. We'll talk again soon.
Auburn Opelika has that perfect something for you. From sophisticated chic boutiques to exceptional dining, there's a retailer or restaurant to make your next visit special. Whether it's elegant fine dining or freshly squeezed lemonade, you'll find the perfect fit for every taste and budget. The food's great and the shopping is too, so be sure to check out the wide array of gifts, decor, clothing, and more. For every occasion, Auburn Opelika has what you're looking for. Let's make your next trip memorable. Visit Auburn Opelika.
When you need plumbing service, call on the professionals at A&M Plumbing LLC. For over 20 years, our mission has been to provide the best possible service available in the industry, and we specialize in solving difficult problems. We offer a wide range of services, such as installation, service, repair, and replacement of common fixtures, water heaters, toilets, faucets, drains, sewer lines, and septic tank pumping and cleaning services. Unlike many companies, our septic tank services include field line testing. Our knowledgeable staff will be happy to answer any of your questions, so call A&M Plumbing LLC today.
Now there's no excuse. Drive a new Hyundai today. Trade and drive this 17 Elantra today, just $49 a month. Trade and drive this 17 Sonata, $99 a month. Or trade and drive this 17 Santa Fe Sport, just $139 per month. At Hyundai of Auburn, deluxe safety, comfort and economy features, no extra charge, and locally built. Lease, finance, and credit options for you. We want your trade, even if you deal someplace else. But why would you? Trade and drive today at Hyundai of Auburn for $49 a month.
Jackson Refrigeration is Central East Alabama's Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer. With rapid response time and on-budget pricing, we're Central East Alabama's and the area's authorized Goodman Heating and Air dealer. We make your peace of mind easy and give you peace of mind when it comes to your heating and air needs. As a Superior Solutions dealer, Jackson Refrigeration can help save you money and energy with a new electric heat pump. Jackson Refrigeration works on all existing brands and units and has the team to solve your heating and cooling needs, no matter the season.
What value would you gain working with Lee Marketing Group? With 4 divisions under one umbrella, Sign Source, Lee Apparel, R&B Media, and LMG Baker Advertising Agency, Lee Marketing Group offers a comprehensive approach. From logo design and branding to ad placement and everything in between, LMG can handle it all. For ease of time, cutting-edge, results-driven marketing campaigns, think LMG. Lee Marketing Group, your comprehensive marketing solution.
Lake Area Realty is Lake Martin's Century 21 real estate company that proudly serves all the Lake Martin area. Rhonda Gaskin and her staff of caring professional realtors offers full sales for buyers and sellers in the area and can even help you with finding rentals or managing your current property. Whether it's your dream lake home, waterfront property, area family home in town, or just a starter home, Lake Area Realty can handle it all and advise you on all your needs. Buying and selling real estate is important to the professionals at Century 21. Lake Area Realty are your friends in real estate. Call or visit lakearearealty.net.